Why do all Jews, regardless of observance level, celebrate some form of Pesach? One can go into a grocery store almost anywhere in civilization and find at least a box of matzah in the weeks before the holiday. So why of all holidays do Jews feel a connection to Pesach? Perhaps we can understand by looking at the laws of Pesach itself. The first law in the Shulchan Aruch of Pesach talks about the mitzvah of ma'ot chitim, to make sure that the less fortunate have provisions for Pesach. And how do we start the Seder? We begin the Seder inviting those people who are hungry, those people who are in need, to join us at our Seder. Understanding that aspect of Pesach will also help us understand why all Jews feel some connection, even if it is only through a thin sheet of matzah. Pesach commemorates the birth of the Jewish nation. Prior to the Exodus, the Hebrew slaves were nothing more than the descendants of our forefather Yaakov. When they left Egypt, they forged into a nation, and the traits and characteristics of the Jewish people were formed at that time. And there were two specific traits that came with the Jewish people during the Exodus. The one, and obvious, is the devotion to God. The Jewish people brought monotheism to the entire world. And that was because of the devotion we had to God prior to, during, after, and until today, the Exodus from Egypt. But in addition, there was the strong trait of compassion for other people. Notwithstanding their own oppression, the Jews in Egypt were concerned and had compassion for those who might be in even worse situation. They looked for the orphans, they looked for the widows, and for those people who were not dealing as well with the slavery of Egypt. And they had compassion, and they showed concern. God said that those traits alone, even without their steadfast devotion to Him, were enough of a merit that they should come out of Egypt from the bondage and slavery of Pharaoh into being their own nation. And that's why, when it comes to Pesach, every Jew, regardless of how far or close he feels to observance, finds some way to connect. Because it is the beginnings, it is the roots of the Jewish people, the roots of a steadfast devotion to one God and a compassion and concern for his fellow man. And that is why the first law in the Shulchan Aruch is to be concerned for the needs of others, and the opening of the Haggadah, in which we commemorate that Exodus from Egypt, begins with an invitation to all those who are hungry should come and join us for the Seder night.